How's it going, guys? How's it here? And today I decided to celebrate 115 sub on my channel. And this is actually one of my goals that I've been waiting to hit for a long time, especially since I loved playing zombies for a very long time, since I was around 6 years old. Trust me, I've been around zombies for a very long time. I've seen everything. I watch all the icebergs, whatever, because I'm such a fanboy and whatnot. And I really do like making content for you guys, and being able to actually hit this sub count was actually really exciting for me to see. And I decided that I wanted to do a zombies tier list, but there's a little caveat that I did where I'm going to be doing it based on criteria that I made for myself. This is, of course, all of my opinion, and overall I'm not going to do this based on bias on the community, just based on my enjoyment of the map. And there's not any of the Chronicle maps on here because we already know that the Chronicle maps are better than the original maps, except for one map that I'll get to in a bit. But yeah, no Chronicle maps on here. It's only going to be World at War 2, Black Ops 3, because I played all the maps from those Call of Duty games. And overall I did not play all of Black Ops 4 Zombies, mainly because I did not enjoy the game at all. And I did play Cold War, all of their zombie maps except for Firebase Z. I just never got around to playing it, and everything else besides that, I didn't play all the maps, so it wouldn't be a fair criteria or a fair tier list if I never played the map and it's just hanging around and never played. I want to be able to list all the maps that I've played, that I put enough hours in to really give my opinions on. So for the one that I am going to be doing first, I make sure to put everything in order, Nocturne Totem. I'm putting this in S. I'm going to get a lot of backlash. So my criteria that I have for this is the map fun? Do I like the atmosphere of the map? And is it fun to play with friends? Now, personally, I do love the gloomy atmosphere of Nocturne Totem, and I know this is something that is very controversial. Now, many people are not going to agree with this, and I will agree with I will agree with the extent that I think Nocturne Totem, if we're doing this based on the community, that it should be in C or B, because this was the first ever map that that brings zombies, right? So of course it should be around that. But for me personally, when I first played this map, something just like snapped in me when I first played this map, that I love playing zombies, and it generally gave me such a great time when I was little playing this map. And even to this day, when I play the map, for some reason I just still enjoy it. Now I will say for sure, playing it by yourself is pretty goddamn boring. I will agree with that. And the ray gun, when you get to the high rounds, yeah, it ain't gonna do shit. That I will agree with. It is not the best zombie map out there, but I will say that I do enjoy playing the map a lot when it comes to playing it with friends, and I love the atmosphere of this map. And of course, if anything, if I wanted to like be a bit fair on what I consider to be like great zombie maps, if anything, I would put it in A, like top A, and whatever. But for the most part, I love Nocturne Totem, and I know that's such a strange thing to hear from me, but at least there will be a map that I will talk about that is not going to be anywhere near S tier. So we're going to talk about Verrückt. Now, just like Nocturne Totem, I think Verrückt is a nice map to play on, and I do love its mechanic of separating the players, whether it's 2 players or 3 to 4. If you're playing on solo, you're not going to know what I'm talking about, but basically if you're playing with friends, you're going to be separated from your friends by this door, and if you want to see your friend again, you have to turn on the power. And I think that's such a cool thing to think about, because it really adds to the creepy atmosphere of being alone in this asylum. So I really love the map, and I think it's really good. And I especially love the Easter eggs on here, and playing with friends especially is really funny and really cool, and I really like Verrückt. But I can't really say the same thing for Shi no Numa, Now the thing is I think this map gets a lot of hate, and I don't understand why. It is one of the easiest maps on zombies ever. I will say that, like, top 3 easiest maps out there. I will agree. But that doesn't make the map bad. I don't think there's any bad map on World of War. I think it's just there are some that are good to mid, if anything. And I think Shinonuma is definitely in that mid tier. And the reason why there is no F tier on this is because there are maps that I don't like at all, but playing it with friends just makes it so much more fun. That's why I don't have an F tier on here. So playing Shinonuma, especially when there's dogs for the first time, dogs on Shinonuma to Deriz are terrifying. And hearing your friends scream across the map that they're red screening because a dog bit them like 2 times, and it's just them screaming, it's hilarious to me. I love hearing that kind of reaction. But I will definitely agree that Shinonuma isn't the greatest World of War map out there, especially when they kept bringing it back over and over from Chronicles and then Vanguard, whatever. I think everyone is pretty much tired of seeing this map come up every time. So I will agree that even though it isn't the greatest map out there, I do think that it should be given given a break, that it did bring a weapon that is really good, the Wonderwolf. It is one of the greatest Wonder weapons that we know of today. So next we got Deriz. Now we already know where Deriz is going. Deriz is definitely S tier. It brought so many things that we know today, and it brought one of the best things to come to zombies, which was the Pack-a-Punch. And I enjoyed playing this map, whether it was on World of War, whether it was on Black Ops 1, whether it was on Black Ops 3. I think this map overall gets more enjoyable the more it gets brought back. And it gets even better when you actually do play the map and do the Easter egg. And doing it on Black Ops 3 I think was really cool, especially since there's another Easter egg where you get to open up another perk, and that most of the time it's gonna be fucking Deadshot, because oh my god, Deadshot had to be brought back for some reason. But besides that, I do love Deriz a lot, and I think this is one of the easy maps as well, but I wouldn't say it's the easiest, because the catwalk, even though it's one of the greatest camping spots on zombies, you could definitely still get caught up if you're not careful. Now, Kino. I'm gonna say this right now. Kino was iconic. If you were to go and ask any COD player, they will tell you that Kino is one of the first maps that they played, which makes it an iconic map. But I will say that of all maps that is considered to be overrated, I think this map is one of those. I don't like Kino, and the more I play it, I just don't like it. It's generally just because even though it brought some things that I do like the Thunder Gun, I love the Thunder Gun, it's such a great map. I think there are just better maps to play. I feel like it really hit its mark, and at this point it's on its expiration date. I don't really see myself playing this map at all. I don't see a point in playing it. And if anything, a map that I consider to be better because of its challenging gameplay, and because I generally do think that it's really cool to play on, is 5. And I'm not gonna say that 5 is way better than Kino. I think 5 is good, but I'm not gonna say that 5 is like the best. It's definitely not in B tier material. If anything, I feel like my mind changes a lot about 5. I consider it to be a really good map and put it in B, or I consider it to be a good map but definitely not better than Kino by a long shot, and put it in C. It's kind of interchangeable, and especially since the Winter's Howl always rears his head whenever I think about this map and how terrible it is. And I especially agree that I don't really like the Pentagon Thief round, and I think it's one of the most boring ones out there. Trust me, it's terrifying when you realize out of all of your 3 friends, you're the one being chased, and now no one can see it except for you. I think that is actually hilarious. But overall, I don't really like the map too much. I do think it's really good. I remember when me and my brother used to play this map a lot. He loves this map, and I never understood it until I played it more when I got older, and I do understand why he likes it. I do think it's actually really good. Now we're gonna get into Ascension, and I'm gonna be very honest, I never liked this map. It never clicked with me. I don't know what's up with this map, but it never clicked with me. I don't know if it's because of the monkeys that just ruined the whole experience for me, or because I just don't really like the map that much. It's not that interesting to me. I do remember liking it when it first came out, and I thought it was really good. But then the more I played it as I got older, the more I didn't really enjoy it as a map. And I think if of all the special rounds on zombies, I think this has to be the worst special rounds that we have ever gotten. The fact that these monkeys actually go up to your perk machines and literally dry hump it until you don't have it anymore is the most annoying mechanic they have ever added onto Ascension, and now to any COD zombie maps ever. I don't know what made them think that this was actually a good idea to add that kind of feature to monkeys. If they just made it so they were kind of hard to hit and kind of fast whilst being small, I think that would be rather more enjoyable than having a fucking noble crawler jump all over the place that we're gonna get to later. But even when we're playing with friends, I remember at the time we didn't really enjoy it that much either. It's not that much of an enjoyable map. Sure, you could have projectile dolls or whatever the fuck you call it. You could have Gersh device, the thunder gun, like all of those are really good and they make the map a bit more enjoyable. But overall, I don't really like the map too much. If I was getting into the criteria of how creepy it is, I will definitely say it is a kind of creepy map, because especially with the zombies being able to dodge and they remember kind of about what they were doing in their past based on what zombie you're shooting at, whether it's a scientist to a soldier. Other than that, no, I don't really like the map. I don't think it's that fun. Now, Call of the Dead, I do think that this map is pretty damn fun. I do like it a lot. And I really like how everything is so foggy you can't really see anything in the very beginning. And then when you turn on the power, now you can see you can see everywhere pretty much. And I think that's such a really cool part about Call of the Dead. I do like the celebrity cast that were in this map. I especially love how George Romero is always there, no matter where you go. Even if you kill him, he'll just come back a few rounds later. And I do like that doing the Easter egg gives you the Wonder Waff, while just killing George Romero without it, you just get the death machine. I think that's actually a really cool feature that I didn't really know that until I found out a few months ago. And that was actually such a cool thing to find out. The one thing that I don't like about the map though, I think it's with the Pack-a-Punch moving all over the place. I think that's actually kind of dumb. I'm not into looking around for where the lighthouse shines its light and it's like, hey, if you want this Pack-a-Punch, go into the icy water and risk yourself dying from multiple zombies or even George Romero for some reason. Even though it's cool, like a cool thing that they did, I don't think it was one of the best features they added. If anything, I think it was just not that fun to begin with. Now, Shangri-La, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really have that much fun on this map. It's a beautiful map, don't get me wrong. I think it's really beautiful. And I do think the wonder weapon on here is one of the best ones we've ever gotten. But I don't really enjoy myself with this map. And especially since I'm doing it based on the maps where it came out first, not only because of it coming back in Chronicles and whatnot. And I do think, especially with Black Ops 1 Shangri-La, it's the worst one. Literally, you cannot get Pack-a-Punch until you have 4 players. I think that's one of the worst mechanics they've ever added. I never liked 4-player stuff, especially Ascensions. You can only do the Easter egg if you have 4 players. Of course, it's Plutonium now, but I'm not talking about Plutonium. I'm talking about the map in general. So having Shangri-La and not being able to Pack-a-Punch is the worst thing possible. Thank God they fixed that in Black Ops 3, where you can actually Pack-a-Punch by whoever player you have on your team, whether it's 1, 2, or 3. So I do think that the map is cool, but the one thing especially that I get kind of confused on is why is it broken on Black Ops 3? I don't know if anyone gets this issue as well, but whenever I play the map on Black Ops 3, and of course I'm not taking this into account of it being in C tier, because I already said that I'm not taking into account the Chronicles, but for some reason I have this problem. Whenever I blow up a fire zombie or a napalm zombie with a rocket launcher because I don't have any other weapons to shoot it with, why does it crash my game? I don't know if that's like another thing that happens to me, but it crashes my game constantly, and it's consistent. I don't know why it does that, but it's consistent. I even have like the best console for it to run on, the PS5, and for whatever reason it just crashes consistently when I shoot it with a rocket launcher. Now of course the solution is don't shoot it with a rocket launcher, but if that's like the only weapon that I have, what else am I supposed to shoot it with? I only have a pistol and a rocket launcher, and I'm damn sure that pistol ain't gonna do shit. Alright, anyway, so we're gonna be talking about Moon. Now I do love Moon, I love it, I do love the map Moon, but playing it on Black Ops 1 is insufferable. I know for sure it's insufferable because of the RNG. If you want to do the Easter egg, good luck. Good luck. You're not doing that shit because the RNG is terrible. The amount of weapons that are in the box especially is what makes it a lot harder, because the wave gun, love it. I think it's the top 3 best gun in the game. Infinite damage, the microwave sound, come on, it's iconic. And so just that we're on the moon, I think just the fact that we're on the moon is really cool, and especially with the fact that we didn't even think this would be possible for a zombies map. We could only dream of us going to fucking Mars, and now look at us. We can see Mars on Black Ops 4, so there's that. But we're not on it. Everyone thought we were on Mars and Shangri-La, but now we're on the moon. And I'm not sure what made them think that, hey, we should put our players on the moon was a good idea, but they really did it. They did it, and I thought it was really good. And I especially like No Man's Land and how there is no round. You can pack a punch on round 0 if you wanted to, if you're good enough, that is. You can't do it if you're not a good enough player, because there's zombie dogs that spawns in, then there's just the regular zombies that go from walking speed to full on sprinting, and that is terrifying. So if you're not careful, then you're not going to be able to not only get Pack-a-Punch, but probably not get Jug or Speed Cola. That really depends on your skill. Alright, so we're going to get into the most hated map of all time, and I do understand. But the reason why, as I said again, why there is no F tier is because even though I do think that this map is one of the worst map that has ever came out, was because of the console's limitation that was going on the PS3 and Xbox 360 when this came out. If we waited a little bit longer to get the PS4 and the Xbox One, we definitely could have gotten the transit that we were expecting. No fog, probably no denizens, who knows. For sure we were still gonna get the lava because of the story that was going on with Moon, us blowing up the earth. So we're definitely going to be getting the same lava that's all over the place in transit, right? But the reason why I don't think it's F tier is because playing it with your friends is the funniest thing in the world. I think of all maps that I think is the most enjoyable when playing with your friends, especially if it's 4 players, it's in the top 3. It's hilarious. If your friend decided to go across the map to town, and you are in the gas station or the restaurant, right, the diner, and your friend goes down and no one is near him, he's going to die, and it's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be the funniest thing in the world, because they're gonna be screaming, guys, I need help, they're everywhere, I'm down, I got the ray gun. Like it is absolutely the funniest thing to hear. And I remember playing this with my friends at the time when we were playing Transit on the PS3. It was so hilarious, and I was crying just how fun this map is. And I remember the first time when I brought this up to my brother about what his favorite map was, and he said Transit. I'm like, Transit? Why Transit? Why do you like Transit, right? And he was definitely in the minority, and the reason being, it was because it was a challenging map. And that's actually kind of strange to think about. He likes the map because of it being challenging. Now, for sure, Transit is a challenging map, and I definitely will agree with that. And of all the maps that are challenging and somewhat fun, I definitely would say Transit. There is no special round, there's definitely some Easter eggs that you could find that is really cool. The jet gun is ass, but for some reason it's good at the same time. Like, really, how does that even work? How are you the best and the worst wonder weapon in the game, which is actually one of the first buildable wonder weapons besides the liquefier that we get to in a bit? But I wish that we could have gone the transit that they were thinking about before it came out, but we're gonna be seeing that soon when Mr. T Lexify gets his shit in on this map and diarize one map. I'm pretty sure he's not doing transit, he's doing diarize. But besides that, we're gonna be getting to Bus Depot. I think this is the worst survival map to ever come out, and there's another one that we'll be talking about. There's nothing special about this map, and I think what makes it extra weird is that they made it a lot harder to get wonder weapons out of the box. If you were to get the Origins and Buried one that and the regular Mark II comes in, it is especially a lot harder to try to get that out of the box. I'm not really sure why they made that a thing. Of course, it would make the map a lot easier, but I still think even if you were able to get the wonder weapons, it is still one of the hardest and easily the worst survival maps we have ever gotten. And that is just the facts. I don't know any other survival maps that is worse than that. But speaking of another bad one, Farm is definitely one of those. I never liked this map, and I think what makes it extra weird is that I don't know why they took out the part where you could not use the fridge in this map. You can use it on transit, but you can't use it on farm. That's kind of a strange thing to me. I don't know why they made that a thing. I feel like if you were gonna make the map that had the fridge to store your weapon, I feel like that would be like a perfect time to use it. Imagine how game breaking that would have been if you were able to bring in just any pack-a-punch weapon on the survival map, because there is no pack-a-punch on the survival maps except for one, which is Town. I think this is definitely the best survival map ever. I don't know any other survival map that ever even came out to begin with. There's only 3, so Town is definitely the best one. And of course, everyone knows why it has the best training map. It has all the weapons that you need. It has Tombstone, but we only like it for its jingle, and that's pretty much it. Of course, there's the whole Tombstone glitch, or if anything, just a Tombstone bug. If anything, I'm not really sure what it is, where you get to have all the perks if you wanted to, but that's pretty much an oversight and wasn't meant to happen. So next we have Die Rise. Now, another map, I think this has to be the most unenjoyable map, especially with friends. I'm not sure where to put this. I think if anything, I would have put this right behind Transit. I don't think it's that fun playing it with friends, and when I was playing it with one of my friends at the time, it was definitely not that enjoyable. And the Noble Crawlers, or the Jumping Crawlers, are definitely a lot more annoying than I remember them to be. I'm not really sure why it is that they kept bringing back the Noble Crawlers. First it was in Kino, and then they were fine. I think the Kino Crawlers are fine, and then the Moon one was just horrendous. I do not like the normal ones, and that one they just teleport all over the place, especially with that staircase when you go up onto the moon, like to step on top of the moon. I think that is like a death trap. And then we have jumping ones. I don't like them. I think if anything, I'd rather take the teleporting crawlers than the jumping ones. They're not that fun to go against. Sure, there's the whole, if you knife them or kill them without getting hit, I believe you get a free perk slot, and that's fine and all, that's dandy, but I really don't care about that. I think it's just not that good. Now, I think this is gonna be a bit of a controversial one, but I don't really hate the Nuketown map, and I do think it's bad, but not for the reason that you might think. I actually don't really mind the challenge of us getting the perk system randomly and the Pack-a-Punch. Sure, I want to be able to get Jug on his first hit, but I'm not going to be resetting every time just so I can get it. I think that's the most unenjoyable part. The unenjoyable part about this map is playing on it in general without getting bored. I think this map is pretty damn boring. There's cool Easter eggs you can find here and there, but overall, there's nothing fun about the map. You could get the Ray Mark II, sure. You get the ray gun, cool. You could probably get Jug around 20, who knows. But overall, I don't really think this is like a fun map at all to play on. And I think that's what kind of brings it down to bottom C, almost D. But I would rather play this map than Ascension if it means I don't have to go against those monkeys. That I am fine with. Now, Mob of the Dead. I think this has to be my favorite Call of Duty Zombies map of all time. Now, there are definitely some maps that I love playing on. There's going to be a few more I will be saying. I do love Mob of the Dead though. I love his story. I love his connection to the actual people that were in Alcatraz and his escape plan. I love the wonder weapons. I love the tomahawk, the Hell's Retriever. That's what you call it. The Hell's Retriever. I love the Hell's Retriever. It's really cool. I love the golden spork. I love everything about this map. It's creepy to look at. It's creepy to be in, and all the characters of themselves are charming in their own way. I love them. There's no map that I played on where you could play with certain characters besides the Primus and Ultimates crew that have been as enjoyable as the Alcatraz crew. Victus is never gonna be as fun or cool as the Alcatraz crew. Sure, there's Misty, but that's pretty much it. No one else cares. And yeah, this map, love it. You can play with anyone, and it's really cool. There's even the Grief one, which I thought was kind of funny, but no one plays it, so who cares. But I do think it's one of the most enjoyable Grief maps that I've played before everyone just stopped playing it. Now for Buried. I love Buried. I think Buried is almost there to being an S tier map, but I think what kind of stops it from being S tier is because of how too easy it is. I love having a map that's a challenge, a bit of a challenge. Now I'm not saying that if a zombie map is easy that it makes it a bad map, because then no, I would have definitely not put Call of the Dead up there or even Dear Reese. Those two are, I believe, to be easy maps, but Buried is too easy. I believe you have the time bomb, so if you fucked up, then yeah, you could just go back in time to where you didn't fuck up. You have the paralyzer, infinite ammo gun. Then you have the bank. The bank pretty much ruined COD Zombies ever since its release on transit, and people did not expect it to ruin it this much. But at least with Buried, that was the last time they ever showed the bank. I do think it's a cool feature to add, but I don't really like how easy it made certain maps to play on, like Transit, then there's Die Rise, and then there's Buried. I do like how the map is fun to play on, and then it gets very creepy pretty quickly when you get into the witch's house, because everything gets so quiet. You hear whispers. There's a certain perk that you could get in there, but then when you jump into it, that's when it gets really fucking creepy, because then the witch starts coming out. And if you look closely at the design, you can see that the witch is crying, and that goes into the lore of what's going on with Buried, but I'm not too familiar with it. And overall, I do think that Buried is one of the greatest easy maps, but because of it being too easy for me, I think it makes it a bit less, just like by like a smidge of it being less enjoyable. Now, Origins. This is definitely up there as well. These two maps are interchangeable when it comes to enjoyability of COD Zombies on Black Ops 2. You had 2 to 3 bad to mid zombie maps like Transit to Die Rise and Newtown, to then getting 3 bangers in a row. And I don't know how the fuck they messed that up so bad in the beginning and then made 3 bangers. There was Buried, and then there was Mob of the Dead, and now we have Origins. Casual players hate Origins because of how hard it is, but I love how hard the map can be. It is challenging to all hell. If you don't get that staff by the time you hit round 8, whether it's ice, lightning, wind, or fire, that Panzer is gonna rip you a new hole, and that's what makes it pretty funny to hear when you're coming down to get yourself a pack-a-punch weapon from the MP40 slot, and then you hear your friend going, guys, there's a panzer, watch out. Like it is hilarious seeing like your friend getting chased by this mechanical zombie that has no end until your suffering is decreased. That there is no way you get any other excitement from any map besides Origins. This map is really fun. I love the wonder weapons, and the one controversial thing that I will say, I'm not gonna lie, I love the lightning staff. It's definitely not because one of my favorite colors is purple. It is pretty much because I do like its mechanic in the game, and that is the stun mechanic. You'll be able to survive getting trapped in the corner unlike a certain staff that is considered to be the best one. But even though I do agree that the ice staff is better, I prefer the lightning staff. I'm sorry, I just do. I know it's a controversial topic. I know. I know I'm wrong. I know it's the weakest one, but it's not gonna stop me from saying that I like the staff more. Now we have the last S tier map. This is the last one ever, and it's definitely, the thing is with these maps is I don't know where to put these 3 maps. I know where Derice belongs, but I love all these 3 maps equally. They're all so enjoyable. I think all 3 of these are definitely interchangeable. If you were to talk to me and be like, hey, do you want to play Mob of the Dead? Hey, do you want to play Shadows of Evil? Hey, do you want to play Origins? I would never disagree with you on saying that we shouldn't play these maps. I think all these 3 maps are like the best ones to ever come out of zombies. And these are 4 bangers in a row. We have 4 bangers in a row, by the way. After Black Ops 2 ended, Black Ops 3 started, we had another banger. And then we had another banger because the Giant came out. And then the song for Giant came out, and I don't like the remix, I'm gonna be honest. But besides that, I love Shadows of Evil. I love the atmosphere. Playing with friends is so much fun, especially when they're being chased by like 2 to 3 Margwas. And I love the wonder weapon. I love the fact that you were able to actually pack-a-punch it at one point, but then they patched it like the next day because of how borderline broken it was. And it was a thing in the game. That was supposed to be a thing, but they took it out. And you know it's supposed to be a thing when the hole that you make when you shoot the Margwa gun went from a different color. I'm pretty sure it goes from purple to red, or either that, or I'm probably getting that color mixed up. But I do love Shadows of Evil, and I don't know why they haven't made another map like this. And people have been asking for these kind of maps because of how cool it would have been for zombies. Now, did it make the zombie lore confusing? Sure, but I wasn't really into zombies for the lore. I was into it because of the maps, right? The only one that I got really into the lore with was Mob of the Dead, and that was pretty much it, right? So playing Shadows of Evil is actually really damn cool. I don't think that all the characters are that enjoyable, to be honest. I don't like Nero. I think that's his name, the Magician. I don't like him. I think he's like the most unenjoyable character to play with. And other than that, I do think that everyone else and everything about this map is just really good. And then we get to Dear Eyes and Drag. Now, I'm not gonna say that this map is bad, because I don't think there's a single bad map on Black Ops 3, just like how there is no bad map on World at War. But the thing is, when it comes to maps being enjoyable, I don't really like the map that much. I think it's because of the whole craze that was going on with the map when it first came out. All you would see is the Eisendrache, and I don't know where to put it. It's not a bad map, but I'm definitely going to say it is really overrated. Now, just because a map is overrated, it doesn't mean that it's bad. I will say that. That doesn't mean that it's a bad map. But I don't like the Easter egg, and I don't like a lot of things about the map, really. I just don't really like it. But I will say it's one of the best maps we have out here, right? It's really confusing to where to put this map. So I will say that it is somewhere in A. But do I rather play Call of the Dead over Dear Eisendrache? Yes. Yes, I would rather play Call of the Dead than Dear Eisendrache. I'm sorry. That is a controversial take to say, but it's true. That's my opinion. I don't really know what else to say. I do think it has the better 4 wonder weapons that we have than the staffs in Origins. But overall, I'd rather play Origins than the Rising Drag, and I'd rather play these maps than the Rising Drag. There's nothing else I can really say. It brought us the first ever boss fight, which is cool. I'm not going to be counting Advanced Warfare or whatever zombies that we have. I'm only counting Treyarch. This is the first ever Treyarch boss zombies that we ever had. So that's cool. I don't really care though. And then we have Zetsubo no Shima. Personally, people say it's a bad map, but I don't agree with that sentiment. I think if anything, it's not even mid, it's just, it's good. That's it. It's just good. Pretty much it. There's no bad zombie map on COD Zombies. I'm gonna say that right now. No, not COD Zombies. There's no bad map on Black Ops 3. I don't know why I said on COD Zombies. So whatever map they made on Black Ops 3, it's like they really had a theme going on with each map. First, it was a snowy map, which was the Archangel Drag, that had a huge theme, especially with the 3 dragon heads. Shadows of Evil, it was a whole, what is it fucking called? It had this whole theme with, you know what I'm talking about, the Cthulhu shit. You already know. So, this whole theme was about spiders, right? Zetsubo no Shima was spiders. We get to find out how Widow's Wine was made. And I do think it has one of the best cinematics on this, on COD Zombies. But the one thing that kind of makes the map a bit boring was his DLC gun selections, and overall how this whole map is Easter egg. It's just like a collectathon. Even though a lot of the maps on is now on Black Ops 3 were collectathons, I think Zetsubo no Shima has to be the worst one out of all of them. And I didn't really enjoy it that much. I do like the Wonder Weapon, the KT4. I think it's really good. But other than that, I'm not the biggest fan of this map. I do think it's good. I'm not gonna say it's bad because it isn't. But I do think there was definitely some things about the map that was kind of holding it back from being A tier. That I will say. Now, Garad Krovi. Damn, if anything, I think this is the last S tier map. I don't know why people don't like this map. I've been hearing more about why this map isn't that good. When this bitch is fucking. Like, are you serious? This is a great map. And I do think this is the last S tier map, thinking about it now. And that's really because the whole dragon theme is really cool. Now, is it for zombies? No. I will say that I don't know where they got dragons from. I think if I was still in that phase of I only want zombies and only zombies, then yeah, I definitely would not like this map. But because I opened my mind that zombies is not real, and we're in this atmosphere of literal teleportation, portals, an actual electric gun, an a ray gun. You could literally kill zombies with wind. Yeah, I don't mind playing this map. I do think it has really cool wonder weapons that we have, and really good DLC weapons that they added in. And the PPSH, man, when I saw that shit came back, that was fire. That was fire. I will say that. I really do like his weapon that they chose from the multiplayer maps, like the L4 Siege and whatnot. I think the L4 Siege is actually really cool to play with. People don't really use that gun, and I think they should. The one thing that I don't really like this map though is the special rounds. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I will say that's what kind of holds it back to being the top 3 of the S tier maps. I don't like the special rounds, but I do like what it brings to the table. That's what I do like about it. Also, I really like the whole Victor Reznov Easter egg in here. That I love. It's really funny. It's really good. Alright, now Revelation, the last one, right? Revelation, again, there is no bad zombie map on Black Ops 3. That, I'm going to say that again. But I do think Revelation is enjoyable to a certain extent. I will say that. I'm going to put it right about there. I'm sorry, I'm not the biggest Daredevil Dragon lover. But Revelation is really cool because this is an easy map. This is one of the easiest maps too. Like top 3 easiest maps up there, right? And That's generally because you could literally have 2 wonder weapons, and those 2 is the thunder gun and the Magma gun. That is what makes it hilarious to me. You could camp inside the Pack-a-Punch room with these 2 weapons and you will never die. These are literally the best weapons you can ever have, and the fact that you can have it on your person at the same time is hilarious. Another cool thing about it is, I didn't really mention this with Groakrovi, because that's what has it too, is his trial missions where you get to have different melee weapons. That is really cool. I like Revelation's trial missions a lot more than Groakrovi, but that's pretty much it. The other thing that I think the most makes this map really confusing is this Easter egg step. No way you're telling me that if I want to Pack-a-Punch my Magma gun, I have to shoot rocks in the fucking sky to do that. Not only that, if I want to do the Easter egg, I have to find skulls on the floor and shoot them. And I have to go look in the fucking sky to shoot the stones for me to do the Easter egg. That doesn't make any sense, Treyarch. Why are you doing that? I don't want to look in the sky to look for things to do the Easter egg. But anyways, other than that, I do like this map. I'm actually really glad they made it so like the whole crossover thing. Pretty sure that's what we've all been waiting for, and this is what they brought us with. Of all maps that could have been the best, it should have been Revelation, but it definitely isn't the best one we have now. If anything, I do think that it's good, but what holds it back for me is definitely difficulty. It is not that hard. The fact that you can have 2 wonder weapons, I'm gonna say you can have 2 wonder weapons and a monkey bomb. You're set. You are set. If you die, you suck. I'm sorry. You can do this. If you lose before round 30 or round 50, you suck. I'm sorry. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for making me hit this milestone of 115 subscribers. And I know that's really weird to say because it's actually 115. That's whatever. But I'm a big Zombies fan, so I don't care. So I will definitely say that I'm very glad that I hit this milestone. I've been waiting for this for a long time since I've created this channel. And my next milestone for sure, when I make more content in the future, is my next milestone is to hit 935 subscribers. And after that, you know, hit 1,000 whenever that happens. And again, I know not everyone's gonna agree with the maps that I have on here, especially since I have Nocturne on Totem in A tier and not C or B. I know not a lot of people are gonna agree with this, but this is my opinion. This is what I thought about when I play these maps. Do I enjoy these maps? Yes. Do I think they're great? Yes. Not all of them are good. There are some that I don't like, but that's just my enjoyment and my take on what makes a good zombie map. Ignore Nocturne Token. I know it's the first ever zombie map. Just ignore that for a second, okay? Look at the S tier, okay? But yeah, that's all I have to say. Wish you guys stay safe and stay hydrated, and I'll see you guys next time.